friends, welcome to Prashant IAS. So friends, in the last class, we have completed our discussion with the topic of latitudes and longitudes. And in this class, we will continue our discussion further. So friends, in this class, we will start our discussion with the topic of great circle. Okay, so friends, first of all, the question is that what is great circle or what is the meaning of great circle. Okay, so I have told you that whenever we are discussing any topic, first of all we should try to understand that what is the meaning of that topic. So the topic is of today's class is great circle. So first of all we should try to understand that what is the meaning of great circle or what is great circle. Okay, so friends, now I will tell you the meaning and definition of great circle. So friends, the first thing is that it is the circle with largest possible circumference that can be drawn on the surface of earth. Okay, so the first thing is clear that great circle is a circle. Okay, and this circle is drawn on the surface of earth, and the circumference of this circle is the largest. Okay, so what is great circle? So it is the circle with largest possible circumference that can be drawn on the surface of earth. So friends, here in this diagram you can see the surface of earth. Okay, and we know that we can draw many circles on the surface of earth. Okay, so as you can see, I am drawing the circles on the surface of earth in the red color. Okay, so definitely as earth is a sphere, so when you will complete this line, so it will become like a circle. Okay, so it will become like a circle when you will go on the back side also, because this is only the front side of earth. Okay, so you are only viewing earth from one side, but when you will continue this circle to the back side also, then one circle will be completed. Okay, so but you can observe here that the size of this circle is the size of this circle is less than this circle. Similarly, the size of this circle is less than this circle. Okay, so it means that the size of all the circles is not same. So first of all we have to identify the circle whose circumference is the maximum. Okay, so it is a circle with the largest possible circumference that can be drawn on the surface of earth. So the first thing is that we have to identify a circle on the surface of earth whose circumference is largest. Okay, so whose circumference is largest. We have to identify the circle whose circumference is largest. Now friends, after this, the second characteristic or the second thing about the great circle is that it cuts the earth into two equal halves. Now what does it mean? So for example, okay, now see this diagram. I will explain you this thing on this diagram. For example, if I am drawing a circle here, so you can clearly see that this circle is not dividing earth into two equal parts. Why? Because this part is very large and this part is very small. Okay, similarly friends, if I am drawing any circle like this, okay, then this circle is also not dividing earth into two equal halves. Why? Because definitely you can see that this part is very big and this part is very small. So the second characteristic of the great circle is that it should divide earth into two equal parts. It should divide earth into two equal halves. Okay, so now friends, I want to ask that do you know any such kind of circle which divides earth into two equal halves? Okay, so remember your previous classes and try to recall that do you know any of the circle which actually divides the earth into two equal halves? So pause the video and give your answer in the comment section. Then I will tell you. So friends, remember in the previous classes I told you about one thing which is known as equator. So what is equator? So I told you that equator is the largest latitude. Okay, so equator is also called as 0 degree latitude. Now what is equator? So equator is also called as 0 degree parallel of latitude. Now friends, try to remember, I told you that equator divides earth into two equal halves. So you can clearly see in this diagram also that this circle, this equator is dividing earth into two equal parts. Okay, for example, you can see that the size of this part and the size of this part is equal. So try to remember, friends, I also told you one thing, that this part means the northern part is also known as northern hemisphere and the southern part is also known as southern hemisphere. So I told you in the previous classes that equator divides earth into two equal halves. Okay, so for the northern part is called as northern hemisphere and the southern part is called as southern hemisphere. Okay, so friends, now my question is that whether equator is a great circle or not. Okay, so if you will examine both of these conditions, then the first condition is that it is the circle with the largest possible circumference that can be drawn on the surface of earth. Okay, so the first thing is that equator is also a circle. Okay, why? Because equator is a parallel of latitude and all the parallels of latitude are actually circles. So the first thing is that equator is circle. So equator is qualifying this condition. Now the second thing is that its circumference should be largest. Now friends, try to remember that I told you in the previous classes that equator is the largest parallel of latitude. Equator is the latitude whose length is largest. Okay, so equator is the largest latitude, means equator is also qualifying this condition that equator is the circle with largest possible circumference. Okay, means the first condition is satisfied, that equator is a circle whose circumference is largest. Okay, now let's see second condition. So the second condition is that it should cut the earth into two equal halves. So here we can see that equator is cutting earth into two equal parts. The northern part is called as northern hemisphere and the southern part is called as southern hemisphere. So here we can say that equator is satisfying the two conditions of great circle. The first condition is that equator is the circle with the largest possible circumference. Why? Because the length of equator is largest among all the latitudes. Equator is the largest latitude which can be drawn on the surface of earth. Okay, so equator is qualifying the first condition, that equator is the circle with the largest possible circumference. Now the second condition is that it should cut earth into two equal halves. Now definitely you can see that equator is cutting earth into two equal halves. So equator is satisfying both of these conditions. So my question is that whether we should say equator as the great circle or not. So friends, before taking any decision, just listen that there is one more condition for any circle to be declared as a great circle. So first of all, we will see third condition or the third characteristic of great circle. Then we will come to a conclusion that whether equator is a great circle or not. Now friends, after this, the third condition is that the plane passing through great circle always passes through the center of earth. Okay, means the plane which is passing through great circle, that plane must pass through the center of earth. Okay, okay, now what does it mean? So in the previous classes I have told you that what is the meaning of plane. So plane is any two-dimensional figure which is having length and breadth. For example, the screen of your mobile phone is also a plane. Okay, so now friends, in this diagram you can see that if this red line, okay, the red line which I am highlighting again, if this red line is equator, okay, then friends, you can clearly see that this green region which I am highlighting, this green region is the plane which is passing through the equator. Okay, so you can clearly see here that this green region is the plane which is actually passing through the equator. Okay, now friends, this red dot, this is the center of the earth. So now you can clearly see in this diagram that the plane which is passing through the equator, it is also passing through the center of the earth. Okay, so this green colored portion is the plane which is passing through the equator. So you can see in this diagram that the plane which is passing through equator, it is also passing through the center of the earth. It means that the third condition is also satisfied. Now friends, here I want to tell you one thing. So this is a very simple thing for the students who are from maths and science background, but I think that some of the students from arts or commerce background may find it difficult to understand the meaning of circumference. So what is circumference? So let's suppose, friends, that if this is a circle, okay, so if this is a circle, so the length of this circle, okay, so if you will, okay, so let's suppose if you want to measure the length of this circle, if you want to measure that what is the length of this circle, so the entire length of this circle is known as the circumference of the circle. Okay, now you can measure the length of any circle in many ways. For example, you can place a thread here and then you can just put the thread on the entire circle, then you can clearly, okay, and then you can measure the length of that thread. Okay, so definitely as you have put the thread all along the circle, so the length of the thread and the length of the circle will become equal, so it will give you the measurement of the circumference. Okay, so circumference means what is the length of circle, and there is a very simple formula for measuring the length of any circle or the circumference of any circle. So the circumference can be measured by a formula 2 pi r, okay, where r stands for the radius. Okay, so let's suppose if this is the radius of the circle, okay, radius means half the diameter, okay, and diameter means the largest possible line which can be drawn on a circle which is passing through the center of the circle. For example, let's suppose if this is the center of the circle, then you have to draw a line which is passing through the center, okay, and it should be the largest possible line. Okay, so this line, for example, is the diameter. This line is also diameter. Okay, so diameter is the line which is passing through the center of the circle and which is connecting 2 points on the circle. Okay, so and what is radius? So radius is the half of diameter. Okay, so if you will erase this, then both of these are the radiuses. Okay, now you can clearly measure the radius of any circle, and if you know the measurement of radius, then definitely you can calculate the circumference of any circle. Okay, so circumference can be calculated by a formula 2 pi and r for radius. And what is the value of pi? So the value of pi is 22 upon 7. So by using this formula, you can calculate the circumference of any circle. Okay, now this much of information is sufficient for circumference, because definitely this is not a maths class, this is a geography class. Okay, so friends, now let us come back to our original question. So our original question was that whether equator is a great circle or not. Okay, so we were examining that whether the equator is a great circle or equator is not a great circle. So there are three conditions, or you can also treat these three conditions as the definition of great circle. Okay, so now what are the three conditions for any circle to be declared as a great circle? So the first condition is that it is the circle with largest possible circumference that can be drawn on the surface of earth. Okay, means the circumference or the length. Okay, so now you know the meaning of circumference, means the length of that circle must be largest. Okay, so the first condition is that the length of that circle must be largest. Now we know that equator is the latitude whose length is largest. Equator is the biggest latitude present on the surface of earth. So definitely equator is qualifying the first condition, that equator is a circle with the largest possible circumference. Now the second condition was that it should cut the earth into two equal halves. Now you can see here that the equator is cutting the earth into two equal parts. This part is called as northern hemisphere and this part is called as southern hemisphere. Okay, so you can see here that the equator is cutting earth into two equal parts. It means that second condition is also satisfied. Now what about third condition? Means the plane passing through the great circle always passes through the center of earth. So I have just showed you that the plane which is passing through the equator, okay, the plane which is passing through the equator, it is also passing through the center of the earth. Means equator is satisfying all the three conditions. So you can say that equator is also a great circle. Okay, so you can say that equator is also a great circle. Now friends, after this my next question is that how many great circles can be drawn on the surface of earth? Okay, and can you name these great circles? For example, I have just told you that equator is also a great circle. So do you know the name of any other great circle other than equator? Okay, and can you answer this question that how many great circles can be drawn on the surface of earth? So friends, now please pause the video and give your answer in the comment section. Please think for at least 2-3 minutes and try to give the answer. This is very important because this will try to broaden your thinking. This will try to develop your thinking. Okay, so you have to think. When you will think in terms of geographical phenomena, when you will make the 3D diagram of earth and universe in your mind, then geography will become very easy for you. So just try to imagine earth and great circle, because I have told you the definition of great circle. I have told you one example of great circle. So now just close your eyes, imagine the earth and try to draw great circles, and please try to give your answer in the comment. Now friends, to answer this question, I want to ask one more question to you. So let's suppose if this is a circle, okay, and let's suppose this red dot is the center of the circle, okay. So just now I have told you the definition of diameter, okay. So diameter is a straight line that goes from one side to other side of a circle passing through the center, okay. For example, you can start drawing diameter from this point, okay. Now you have to join any opposite point and this line should pass through the center of the circle, okay. So this line will be called as the diameter of the circle, okay. So diameter means the line going from one point on circle to other point and which is also passing through the center of the circle, okay. Now friends, you can draw other lines on the circle as well, okay. You can draw this line as well. Now you can clearly tell that sir, this line is smallest, this second line is bit bigger than the first line, and this third line which is passing through the center of the circle, it is largest. So this is the general fact in geometry. So if any of you have studied geometry in your schooling or in your graduation, then you can say that the diameter is the largest line which can be drawn inside a circle, okay. So diameter is the largest possible line which can be drawn inside a circle, okay. Okay, so all the other lines joining 2 points on the circle, they are smaller than the diameter, and diameter is the largest line. So my question is that how many diameters can you draw? How many diameters can you draw in a circle? So for example, I have drawn this diameter, okay. Similarly, you can draw other diameters as well. Similarly, you can draw a diameter like this. This is also a diameter because this is because its starting point is on circle, its ending point is also on circle, and it is passing through the center of circle. And definitely you can see that the length of this line, this blue line and this green line is same, okay. I can also draw a diameter like this. I can also draw a diameter like this. I can also draw a diameter like this, okay. And the fact is that I can draw infinite many diameters. Why? Because diameter is nothing but a straight line which is going from one point on circle to another point, and it is also passing through the center of circle. So the fact is that I can draw infinite many diameters, and diameter is the largest possible line which can be drawn inside a circle, okay. So if I can draw infinite many diameters, so the same concept is also applied on great circle, okay. For example, if this, okay, so circle is 2-dimensional figure and our earth means a sphere is 3-dimensional figure, okay. So if I can draw infinite diameters on a circle, so similarly I can also draw infinite great circles. I can also draw infinite great circles on earth. For example, equator is a great circle, okay. So this is a great circle, okay. For example, okay, let's suppose this is 0° meridian of longitude. So remember friends, I have told you about 0° meridian of longitude. It is also called as prime meridian, okay. So okay, and just opposite to 0°, there is one more longitude which is known as 180° meridian of longitude, okay. So the 0° meridian of longitude is called as the prime meridian, and there is one more longitude which is called as 180° meridian of longitude, and they are opposite to each other, okay. Means if this is on this side of earth, then 180° is on the other side of earth, and they are drawn on the opposite side of each other, okay. So I have told you that what are meridians of longitude. So meridians of longitude are semicircles. Okay, they are semicircles running from north pole to south pole. Okay, so now let's suppose if this is 0 degree. Okay, this semicircle is let me draw it again. So let's suppose if this is 0 degree meridian of longitude. Okay, and let's suppose just opposite to it there is 180 degree meridian of longitude. So when you will join two semicircles, so what will become? A circle will come. Okay, so when you will join two semicircles, so a circle will come. So now let us check all these three conditions on this circle which is made by joining prime meridian and 180 degree meridian of longitude. Okay, so the first condition was that the great circle must be the circle with the largest possible circumference which can be drawn on the surface of earth. Okay, so here you can clearly see, okay, in this diagram you can clearly see that the length of the equator and the length of circle which is made by joining 0 degree meridian and 180 degree meridian is almost same. Okay, so you can see here that this circle, okay, you can see here that this circle which is made by joining 0 degree meridian and 180 degree meridian, it is also the circle with the largest possible circumference. Its measurement, its length is almost similar to the length of equator. Okay, so it is also a circle with the largest possible circumference. Means the first condition is satisfied. Now what was the second condition? So second condition was that it should cut earth into two equal halves. So you can clearly see that this is cutting earth into two equal halves. Okay, so this is the eastern side. Oh sorry, this is the western side and this is the eastern side. You can clearly see that 0 degree and 180 degree meridians together they are cutting the earth into two equal parts. Means the second condition is also satisfied. Now what was third condition? So the third condition was the plane passing through the great circle always passes through the center of earth. So now let's see that whether this condition is also satisfied for the circle which is made by 0 degree meridian and 180 degree meridian or not. So friends, here in this diagram you can see that where is prime meridian. So you can see clearly that this black circle, okay, so the circle which I am highlighting in the black color, this is 0 degree meridian, or we can also call it as prime meridian. Okay, now just opposite to 0 degree there is 180 degree meridian. Okay, so the circle, okay, the circle, so we have to identify the circle which is made by joining 0 degree meridian and 180 degree meridian. So this is the circle. Okay, now you can clearly see that this is the plane, this green portion, okay, which I am highlighting in green color. This portion is the plane which is actually passing through the prime meridian and also 180 degree meridian. So this is the plane which is passing through prime meridian and 180 degree meridian. Okay, and friends, this red dot is the center of the earth. So you can clearly see in this diagram that the plane which is passing through the prime meridian and 180 degree meridian, that plane is also passing through the center of the earth. Means the third condition is also satisfied. So we can say that the circle which is made after joining 0 degree and 180 degree meridians, that circle is also a great circle. Now friends, in fact this thing is true for all the opposite longitudes. Now what does it mean? So let me explain you. Okay, now opposite longitude means the longitudes which are drawn exactly opposite to each other. Okay, the longitudes which are drawn exactly opposite to each other. Now what does it mean? So it means that, for example, you can see here 0 degree longitude and 180 degree longitude. So 0 degree and 180 degree are drawn vertically opposite to each other on the globe. Okay, so they are opposite meridians of longitude. Similarly friends, see here, this is what this is. You can say, let's suppose if this is 10 degree meridian of longitude. Okay, so you can see here that this black line, okay, this is 10 degree meridian of longitude. So if you will try to draw a longitude which is just opposite to 10 degree east meridian of longitude, then you can find that 170 degree west meridian of longitude is also opposite to 10 degree east. Okay, so we can say that 10 degree east meridian of longitude and 170 degree west meridian of longitude, they are opposite longitudes. Why they are opposite longitudes? Because they are drawn vertically opposite to each other on the globe. Okay, they are drawn vertically opposite. For example, if this is 10 degree, then somewhere here, okay, somewhere here means just opposite to 10 degree, there must be 170 degree west. So they both will also make a opposite pair, means the circle which is made by joining 10 degree east and 170 degree west, they will also make a great circle. Similarly, the circle which is made after joining 20 degree east and 160 degree west meridian of longitude, they will also make a great circle. Similarly, 30 degree and 150 degree. Okay, so let's suppose if they all are eastern meridians and they all are western meridians, then you can say that 30 degree east and 150 degree west, 40 degree east and 140 degree west, 50 degree east and 130 degree west, 60 degree east, 120 degree west, 70 degree east, 110 degree west, 80 degree east, 100 degree west, and 90 degree east and 90 degree west. Okay, so they all will make opposite longitudes, they all are opposite meridians. Okay, so when you will join these opposite meridians, because meridians are semicircles, so when you will join opposite meridians, so what will happen, that together they will form a great circle. Okay, now friends, I will give you one more example so that you can understand this concept more easily. For example, here I have just told you that 90 degree east and 90 degree west, they also form the opposite pair of longitude. So when you will join the semicircle of 90 degree east meridian and 90 degree west meridian, so together they will form a great circle. So let's see how they will form the great circle together. Now friends, in this diagram you can clearly see that this black line which I am highlighting, this black semicircle which I am highlighting, it is 90 degree east meridian. Okay, so what is this? You can clearly see in this diagram that this is 90 degree east meridian of longitude. Now just opposite to it, there is 90 degree west. Okay, there is 90 degree west meridian of longitude. So now let's see the semicircle. Okay, so let's suppose if this is 90 degree east meridian of longitude. Okay, and let's suppose this is 90 degree west meridian of longitude. So when you will join both of these semicircles, so together they will form a circle. Okay, so now, okay, so you can see the curvature here, that they are together, they are forming a circle. Okay, so now let's see that whether this is a great circle or not. So let us examine all the conditions. So the first condition was that it should be a circle with largest possible circumference. Okay, now friends, here in this diagram, if we will try to draw 90 degree east meridian of longitude, then you can say that sir, 90 degree east must be somewhere here. Okay, and 90 degree west meridian of longitude must be somewhere here. Okay, so here somewhere must be 90 degree west meridian of longitude. Okay, now friends, you can clearly see in this diagram that this circle which is made after joining 90 degree east and 90 degree west meridian of longitude, the size of this circle is very similar to the size of equator. Okay, it is very similar to that of the size of equator, and you can clearly see that its circumference is the largest circumference. Okay, so the first condition, that its circumference must be the largest possible circumference, this condition is satisfied. Okay, why? Because we can clearly see through the diagram that the size of the circle which is made after joining 90 degree east and 90 degree west meridians is very similar to the size of equator. Okay, means its size is the largest. Okay, now what is second condition? So second condition was that it must clearly divide the earth into two equal halves. So you can see in this diagram only that, okay, if you will try to imagine, then you can clearly see in this diagram that this is actually dividing the earth into two equal parts. Okay, so 90 degree east and 90 degree west, together they will try to divide the earth into two equal parts. So the second condition is also satisfied. Now what was the third condition? Third condition was that the plane passing through the great circle, it must also pass through the center of earth. Okay, now friends, here in this diagram, this is the plane which is passing through 90 degree east and 90 degree west. Okay, so the plane which I am highlighting in green color, this plane is passing through 90 degree east and 90 degree west. Okay, and now friends, this is the center of the earth. So you can clearly see in this diagram that the plane which is passing through the circle, which is made after joining 90 degree east and 90 degree west longitudes, that plane is also passing through the center of the earth. Means the third condition is also satisfied. Okay, means this is also a great circle. So we can say that in fact we can draw infinite many great circles on the surface of earth. For example, the first great circle is equator itself. Okay, the second great circle is the circle which is made after joining 0 degree and 180 degree meridians of longitude. And in fact, if you will join any two opposite meridians, okay, so I have just told you what is the meaning of opposite meridians. So opposite meridians means which are drawn exactly opposite to each other. For example, you can see here that 0 degree and 180 degree are drawn exactly opposite to each other. 90 degree east and 90 degree west are drawn exactly opposite to each other. So if you will join two meridians which are exactly opposite to each other, so the circle which is made after joining these two meridians, that circle will also be a great circle. Okay friends, so I think that now you all must have got answer to the question that we can actually draw infinite many great circles. Okay, so we can draw infinite great circles. For example, in this diagram you can see that this is a great circle. This is a great circle. Why this is a great circle? Because first of all, its circumference is largest. The second thing is that it is dividing the earth into two equal parts. And the third thing is that the plane which is passing through that circle, it is also passing through the center of the earth. So this is a great circle. Similarly, this is also a great circle. Okay, this is also a great circle. Let me draw it more clearly. So this portion, this is also a great circle. Okay, similarly friends, in this diagram you can see all these great circles, these red colored great circles. So all these are the great circles. Okay, so what happens that you can see we can draw great circle in any direction. For example, equator is great circle. This is great circle. We can draw great circle in the diagonal direction also. This is also great circle. This is also great circle. This is also great circle. Okay, so you can see in this diagram. Okay, so this is great circle. This is also great circle. This is also a great circle. So what happens that we can actually draw infinite many great circles on the surface of earth. Okay, but we have to keep the conditions in mind that first of all, it should be the circle whose circumference is largest. Second, it should divide earth into two equal parts. Third, that the plane passing through that circle, it must also pass through the center of earth. Okay, for example, if you can see in this diagram, so if let us say that this is circle number 1. Okay, this is circle number 1. So you can clearly see that the circumference of this circle is largest. You can see that this is dividing the earth into two equal parts. You can also see that the plane passing through that circle is also passing through the center of the earth. Okay, now this is also true for this circle number 2 and this is also true for this circle number 3. So what is the answer? So now you can say that sir, we can actually draw infinite many great circles. We can draw infinite number of great circles. And what are the examples of great circles? So the first example of great circle is our equator. The second example of the great circle is the circle which is made after joining 0 degree and 180 degree meridians. Okay, now you can say that if you will join any two opposite meridians, okay, you can say that if you will join any two opposite meridians, then what you will get? You will get a great circle. Okay, so you can draw a great circle by joining any two opposite meridians. Similarly, as we have drawn great circle vertically and horizontally, similarly we can draw great circle at any angle. Okay, so we can draw great circle at any angle, but we should keep in mind the conditions. Okay, so the angle doesn't matter here. Here only the conditions matter. Okay, so we can draw great circle at any angle. So we can draw infinite many great circles. Now friends, after this, the next thing is that what is the application of great circle. So I have told you in the very beginning that if we are studying anything, then there should be some practical utility, there should be some practical use of that thing. So now I have just taught you the concept of great circle, and I have explained you the many examples of great circle in a very detailed manner. So now we need to know that what is the application, what is the use of great circle. So friends, let's suppose that this black dot, this is your home. Okay, this black dot is your home. And let's suppose that this red dot is your friend's home. And if you want to go from your place to your friend's home, then how will you go? Okay, so my question is that if you want to go from your place, your house to your friend's house, then how will you go? So you can see here that there are many ways in which you can go from your house to your friend's house. For example, you can go like this, you can go like this. Okay, similarly you can go like this, you can also go like this. Okay, but friends, what is the best route? Which route should you take so that you can reach in the shortest time, where you have to travel the least amount of distance? So you can say that sir, this route, this path, okay, so this black line, you can say that sir, this black path, this black route is the shortest route. Okay, so you will say that sir, I will travel along this black line and then I will reach to my friend's home at the earliest. Now friends, how will you find this line? How will you find this line? Because earth is very big. Earth is very, very big, and earth is a sphere, means, and earth is also curved. So how will you find this line? So the easiest answer to this question is great circle. So what is the practical use of great circle? The practical application of great circle is, it is used to measure shortest distance between 2 points on the surface of earth. Okay, so what is the use of great circle? So the use of great circle is to measure the shortest distance between 2 points on the surface of the earth. For example, okay, for example, we were discussing that this was your home, this was your home, and here there was your friend's home. Okay, so what you have to do, take both of these points on the surface of earth and then just try to draw a great circle along both of these points. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to take both of these points on the surface of earth among whom you want to measure the shortest distance, and then try to draw a great circle joining both of these points. Then the path along the great circle will be the shortest path. Okay, so here in this diagram also you can see, and in this diagram also you can see that the path along the greatest circle, around the great circle, is the shortest path. For example, let's suppose if this is place number 1 and this is place number 2, and if a person wants to go from place number 1 to place number 2, then definitely he can take any path, he can take infinite many paths. Okay, so there are many paths, there are infinite number of paths, but the thing is that which is the shortest path, in which path the person has to travel the shortest distance. So you can clearly see here that this path, okay, the path which is along the great circle. Okay, so this is a great circle. You can see that this circle is dividing the earth into two equal parts. Its circumference is largest, and the plane passing through the great circle is also passing through the center of earth. Okay, so if you will try to find the path along the great circle, then you can clearly see from the diagram that the path along the great circle is the shortest path and other paths are big. Okay, similarly, let's suppose if this is place number 1 here and this is place number 2 here, and if a person wants to go from place 1 to place 2, okay, then what he have to do, he have to draw a great circle. He have to draw a great circle by joining both of these points. Then the distance along the great circle will be the shortest distance. Friends, this is the master diagram with the help of which you can easily understand this concept that the path that the distance along the great circle is the shortest distance. Okay, so again I am explaining you for the students who have not got this concept till now. So let's suppose if this is place number 1 and this is place number 2, and if you want to go from place number 1 to place number 2, okay, and this red line, this is the great circle, this red circle is the great circle joining both of these points, point number 1 and point number 2. Now you can go from point number 1 or place number 1 to place number 2 by any path. Okay, you can get this path, you can also get this path, you can also go like this, you can also go like this. Okay, but just by seeing, what can you say that which path is shortest? So you can say that, sir, this red colored path is the shortest path, and all other paths are the longer than this red colored path. Okay, so this is the shortest path. Shortest path means the distance between place number 1 and place number 2 is shortest on this path. Okay, and definitely I have just explained you that this red color circle is a great circle. So the thing is that if you want to go from one place to another place, and if you want to find the shortest distance between two places, then great circles are very, very important. You can, okay, so what is the application of great circle? So great circles are used to measure the shortest distance between 2 points on the surface of Earth. If you want to find the shortest distance between 2 points on the surface of Earth, then what you have to do? You have to draw a great circle which is passing through both of these points. Then the path which is along the great circle, that path will be the shortest path, and all other paths will be longer than the path on the great circle. So friends, that's all for today. I hope that you all must have enjoyed the lecture and all of you are able to understand the meaning of great circle, how many great circles are there, how to draw great circle, and what is the application of great circle. So friends, if you have enjoyed the video, then please like the video, comment, subscribe the channel, press the bell icon and select all, and share this channel to all the people you know who are preparing for UPSC or any other state PSC. Now friends, we will meet in next class. Till then, stay indoors, stay healthy, take care of yourself. Thank you.